You're right that Latin America is a very huge continent with many countries. Our organization represents 27 countries. And we are a very rich continent in terms of resource, energy resource. We have everything in Latin America. We have all technology that are playing the role in different countries. There is one common trend, which is that we are transforming our energy sector. We are living for the last year that our energy transitions, and we said that in plural because that we have a different reality in Latin America. Also, we are very complementary, and that is a reason that we have trying for a long time also to have integration process and in the energy sector. And we are the greenest region in the world in terms of the participation for the renewable energy in our generation matrix. And that is part of our maybe main competitive reason in order to move forward in other areas. So we are working in transform our sector.
You are resource rich, you're talent rich, as your colleague was saying to me earlier, you're mineral rich as well, and also hydrocarbon rich as well. And in countries such as Brazil, I spent a long time looking at the extraordinary projects, both onshore and offshore as well, the deep sea drilling and that as well. So is there still the impetus, when you are so resource rich, hydrocarbon rich, to actually have the transformation?
Yeah, we have, of course, that our economy today is based in some way that in hydrocarbon sector like transport. Maybe one of the main challenges we have to face today is not only to decarbonize our electricity market, but also the entire economy. In that regard, the main challenge is to try to transform the industrial sector and residential sector and transport sector. If you see today, the transport sector represents around 35% of all the emission in the region. So we have to have an entire decarbonization. We have to make this step in order to incorporate more sustainable mobility in our region. And there are countries in Latin America, they are incorporating electricity mobility, electromobility. There are countries like Chile, Costa Rica, Colombia that today they have, in terms of public transport, for instance, buses, that they have made very important step in order to electricity mobility. And this is part of our challenge today.
One of the other challenges that I can see from the outside is this resource-rich, mineral-rich, talent-rich region is attracting a lot of outside attention, certainly from China as well. The US has woken up to this now as well. It's woken up to what China is doing in terms of its desire to gain these assets on a global basis. The US is waking up in Asia, it's waking up in Africa as well. Is this leading to resource competition from, dare I say it, the likes of the superpowers?
Yeah, we feel that, I mean, in Latin America, because they are the main actor, the global actor, like the country that you mentioned, that they have been trying to participate in some way, for instance, in the critical mineral for the energy transition, because we are rich. 25% of all the critical minerals for the energy transition are located in England.
25% of all the critical minerals
if you take all the as a basket, but of course, but if you see lithium, for instance, that we have 60% of the reserve, or copper, that also we are part of the main producer in the world. So in that regard, there are many countries that are very interested in order to close the relation with the Latin American.
I feel like we're going back to the 70s here. Is that making, when it was the Russian stroke American competition for influence in the continent as well, is that making the Latin America, South America, Central America, is it making it a battleground for geopolitical tensions?
I don't think so. I suppose that the global actor want to take position in this new generation of energy agenda. One of the main elements is the critical mineral. And our own challenge is to try to incorporate more technology in this sector, not only produce it as a raw material, but also to make a step in and also to put a possibility, maybe in the case of lithium, not only produce the lithium itself, but also batteries. There are important debate in Latin America on how we can do that. And we can do that internally, but also with the foreign investment support, if I say so. In that regard, we are very open to complement our resource, not only with Chinese investment and resource, but also with the American and Europe.